everyone. My name is Lynne Harford. I'm a registered social worker with the Social Work Consulting Group, as well as the Director of Pediatrics and a clinical supervisor. We are one branch of FunctionAbility alongside our partners Entwistle Power Occupational Therapy. And with everything that's been going on in this COVID crisis, we as an organization really wanted to put something together to share with all of you, perhaps some different tips and strategies in terms of how we can kind of move through this. So we've done a couple of little webinars sort of tackling a couple of different topics. And today's topic is really looking at our physical body and how we can take care of it as we move through this. And today, my guest and colleague is Elly Baker, and she is the Director of Physiotherapy here at FunctionAbility. So welcome, Elly.
Thanks, Lynne.
So, one of the things that I've certainly noticed with this response is that so many of us now are behind our computers and sitting for, long periods of time. And I've noticed for myself that I'm having like increased back pain and neck pain as a result. And I suspect, Elly, that you probably have some pretty wonderful tips to help us kind of manage through these times.
Absolutely, Lynne. It's a great question. And certainly I even am seeing it in my own life. We're spending more time right now indoors in more sedentary, inactive postures. And it's going to be normal that our bodies are going to start telling us, hey, I'm starting to feel a little more achy and sore these days. So I have some great tips for us. The first one, and one of the most important, I think, is for all of us to be mindful of how long we're sitting during one period of time, and to really try and limit that amount to no more than 30 minutes at a time, whether you're at a computer or on the couch. Every half an hour or so, try to remember to get up, stand, do a little bit of a walk, maybe do some stretches. I'm going to show you a few that you can try. Every 30 minutes. And I know for me, I've actually put in an alarm on my phone when I know I'm sitting and when I'm going to be doing some work, so that it can cue me every 30 minutes to get up and move around. So when you're taking these little bit of body breaks, here's some ideas that you could try to help relieve some of that muscle soreness and stiffness. But before I get into them, I just want to remind everybody that all of these exercises may not be safe for everybody. So before you try any of them, please remember to consult with your physiotherapist or your physician to make sure that they're safe and appropriate for you. As well, as I go through these exercises, please remember that they should all feel comfortable, and you should only move through the movement that, again, feels comfortable. It shouldn't feel painful or sore in any way. And I'll remind us as we go through. So a first one is one that I call a chin tuck. So what you want to do is sit or stand wherever you're comfortable. Your body is nice and grounded. Your feet are flat. You're going to grow nice and tall through your back. And you're going to gently tip your chin inwards towards your throat and slightly down, as if you're nodding yes. Okay? Yeah.
That feels really good, Elly.
So what you should be feeling is a very gentle stretch in the back of your neck. And then you can relax. Good. So again, it's a very small movement. It's just literally bringing your chin in slightly towards your throat and nodding down. So that's a really great one for those of us who are getting stiff and sore in our neck. Another great one that I love to do, and you can do anytime, are just big shoulder rolls. So bringing your shoulders up, back, and down nice and slowly. Again, using whatever movement you have available to you and whatever feels comfortable. And this is kind of reversing us out of that slouched forward bending posture that we tend to find ourselves in, working at our computer or sitting and watching TV, etc.
That's good reminders.
I love that one. Another one for those of us who are getting a little bit sore in your neck is a gentle neck stretch. So you're going to incorporate that chin tuck that we just spoke about a moment ago. You're going to bring your chin in slightly. And once it's in, you're going to slowly tip your ear towards one of your shoulders, making sure your shoulders are staying nice and relaxed. Okay? And what you should be feeling is just a comfortable stretch on the opposite side of your neck. Again, moving through a movement that feels comfortable, for you. So we'll try the other side, tucking your chin in slightly and then tipping your ear to the shoulder. Feels so nice. You can even do some breathing into that side of your neck as well.
That's good.
Another one that is great for your shoulders and back is just an overhead reach. So you can clasp your hands together in front of you, sit up nice and tall, and bring your arms up overhead any amount to feel a delicious stretch in your back and in your shoulders. Again, in whatever range feels comfortable to you. And the last one I'm going to show you, which is great for us, we're spending a lot of time at the computer, are just some gentle wrist rolls, bringing your wrist through a full range of motion, whatever movement you can do, and then finishing off with a nice stretch for your forearm. So bringing your palm down and with your other arm gently applying pressure on the top of your hand to feel a really nice stretch in the top of your forearm. You can do the other side. This is one that I also love.
So good.
Right.
I'm also noticing how tight I am, Elly, so I need to be practicing these.
We're all in the same boat, Lynn. So after you've done maybe a little bit of stretching and activity and you're returning to your sitting position, it's important to remember to reset yourself in a posture that's going to help prevent you from feeling achy and sore. So what you can do is reset your neck again, tucking your chin in slightly. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow your earlobe to become aligned with the corner of your shoulder joint. And if you can imagine, you're going to draw an imaginary line from your earlobe to the corner of your shoulder to the corner of your hip. You're going to want to make sure that your feet are well grounded on the ground and that your hips and knees are about 90 degrees bent. Your shoulders are slightly back and down, relaxed away from your ears. And you want your back to be in a neutral position. So not too overly arched forward and not in a slouched position. So try and find somewhere that's right in the middle that feels comfortable for you. And this, if you're able to maintain this better aligned posture when you're sitting, is hopefully going to help reduce some of those aches and pains we've been feeling.
Yeah, like Elly, I could tell you already, like I'm really mindful that I need to be doing more of this because, yeah, sitting in these positions all week has, it's Friday, so it's been a full week of it. So thank you. I know for a number of our clients and clients out there, physio clinics have closed in a lot of places, and I suspect there's a lot of concern for people about, all the hard work and the progress that they were doing in their clinic and with their physiotherapists. Like, I'm sure they're worried about some sort of regression as they're kind of, getting through this time. So do you have any sort of strategies or tips around how people can manage that?
Absolutely, Lynn. This is something that I've been hearing as well. And the first thing I would suggest to those people who are feeling concerned because they can't access their regular clinics right now is for them to think about if their therapist had provided them with a home-based exercise program. And if they had, then it's really important to think about that, dust it off, and start doing it every day. It's going to be really important to continue maintaining that program, especially right now when you might not be able to go regularly to your physio. So that would be the first tip I have. For those who are saying, Elly, I don't think I have a program like that, the next thing I would suggest is for you to call your physio clinic and see if there is a therapist available, either on the telephone or video, who might be able to help you modify whatever therapy program you were doing in clinic to something that might be safe and appropriate for you to do at home. And as a last resort, if that's not possible, then reach out to your team because they might be able to connect you with a new therapist who might be able to help you during this time right now, just as a short term to tie you over until you are able to resume your normal physio clinic appointments. If you're able to walk safely and on your own outdoors, then what I'm telling people right now is to please try and implement a daily walking program into your daily routine right now. Getting outside, getting some fresh air, and natural light is so important for our physical and emotional well-being. However, I should mention that we will want to keep in mind that we're able to maintain the Ministry of Health recommendations around safe social distancing and infection control. But if you're able to do so, getting outside, going for a walk daily is going to have benefits for your cardiovascular fitness, for your overall strength, and it's going to be a nice way for you to maintain your stamina and to make sure that you're not losing the gains that you had made up until this point. But I guess my main message is it's really important for all of us to continue moving, to be mobile and active in whatever capacity is safe and in whatever capacity we're able to do right now. Because whether it's following your daily prescribed home program, or doing an online yoga class or exercise class that your physio has advised is safe for you to do independently, whether it's committing to walking up and down the stairs a few times a day, whatever it is that you are able to do safely, I would strongly encourage you to continue doing that. And that's hopefully going to help you to maintain the amazing gains and to make sure you don't regress from all the amazing work you've done up until this point.
Oh, those are such good tips. And really, the weather is starting to get better now. So, you know, an opportunity, to your point, to maintain that social distancing or physical distancing, as I'm hearing we're calling it now too, but to get outside and get that sunshine and get some fresh air. So that's really key. So I guess the last question I would have is, you know, I mean, I haven't been able to get to a gym. Gyms are closed. It's a different world. So, and I know for our clients and their family members, I mean, how do we continue to stay as physically healthy through all of this in the current climate?
That's a great question, Lynn. And I guess how I would address that right now is that we have to think of our physical health right now very globally and very holistically. We have to get down to basics right now to maintain and optimize our physical wellness. So what I mean by that is making sure that you're establishing and maintaining great routines with respect to maintaining healthy meals at regular intervals. You want to make sure that you're maintaining good nourishment and energy for your body right now. In addition to that, obtaining good sleep as much as you're able to. One of the things I tell my clients is try to make a point to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. This is really going to help you, again, to regain routines when right now we kind of feel like all our regular routines are so out the window. So things like these that are very basic are really important right now to ensure that we're maintaining our physical wellness as much as possible. Things like remembering to stay hydrated, you know, drinking those 8 glasses of water throughout the course of the day. Again, I'm actually putting a timer in my phone every 2 hours to make sure that I'm drinking, you know, or carrying around a water bottle with you around the house is a great way to, as a cue, to remind you to continue staying hydrated.
I'm totally taking that tip because I do not drink enough water.
Another great tip that I've been telling people, this might not be something that people think about, now that we're spending a lot of time indoors, it's actually really important to make sure that you're wearing supportive footwear inside the house. And what I mean by that is considering to designate a pair of running shoe, a supportive running shoe, or a walking shoe that has a really good rubber sole on it. Instead of spending all day long in our flimsy slippers and socks. And I'll tell you that this is a good idea because socks and slippers are very slippery and they could put you at a higher risk for falls. But in addition, they're not going to provide the structural stability that we need for our bodies right now. We're not used to kind of being at home all day, many of us. So it's really important to keep that in mind. And the last tip that I'm going to leave us with, I'm going to spend a few more minutes talking about, and that is about the importance of the breath and the importance of practicing deep breathing during our day. So we all breathe, we all need oxygen to live. But what sometimes we forget about is that our lungs require to be full deeply and to be filled with good oxygen all the time in order to fuel our body and our muscles and to give them the nourishment that they need. And right now, in the time that there's so much stress, anxiety, and uncertainty, our bodies react autonomically towards those things. And how sometimes we react to stress and anxiety is our breathing rate can increase, and the way we breathe can become much more shallow. So I'm going to spend a few moments showing us some deep breathing exercises that we can all do and incorporate in our day right now that are going to be really important. Deep breathing has been shown to be really beneficial. Again, the biggest thing is that it helps reduce stress. It helps, again, provide our bodies with that oxygen that it needs to fuel our muscles. It's known to reduce our heart rate and our blood pressure. It helps us maintain the core stability in our body. But really, it does help us to reset and regain a sense of calm. So I'm going to spend the last few minutes just showing us how we can do some deep breathing exercises.
Right.
So the first thing I would recommend when you're about to do this is try to find a place, a little nook in your house that's a little bit quiet and calm, so you can feel that. Find a supported chair somewhere where you're comfortable sitting, or you can do these in standing as well. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can place your hand on your belly, on your abdomen, just below your rib cage, okay? And this is going to help you feel how your abdomen is rising and falling with the breath. And I'm going to give us hopefully some good imagery that will help with that as well. So the first thing you're going to do is take a big inhale through your nose. And then slowly exhale through your mouth or your nose or both. Okay. So as you take a deep breath, what I want you to think about is that your belly has a balloon inside, and you're inflating that balloon with air as you inhale. And what you're going to feel is your hand rising against your belly, expanding as you fill up that balloon with air. Okay. And as you exhale, you're going to feel that imaginary balloon deflate. Your abdomen will collapse slightly and your hand will fall. Okay. So this might take a little bit of practice to get the rhythm, but we'll try it one more time. So big inhale, filling up that belly and that balloon with air. Feeling your hand rise. And then slowly exhaling, letting that balloon deflate, your abdomen collapse slightly and your hand fall. Some people like to keep a soft gaze in front of them. I like to close my eyes as an added way to concentrate and slow down my thoughts to focus on my breath. But hopefully this is a great strategy that everybody can use. And what it really is going to do is allow us to get, slow down our breathing and feel that sense of calm that we're all hoping to achieve right now.
So helpful, Elly. It's, the breath is so key. And as you point out, and as we've been talking about in these mini, webinars, is that, stress and anxiety is super high right now for so many people. So something so basic as that can go a long way in terms of how we're all feeling. Any final thoughts, Elly, from you?
I think that basically my message is we need to keep moving. We need to think about establishing a set of routines that are going to help us to be as healthy as possible. And hopefully I've provided a few tips that's going to help everybody along the way.
You sure did. So on behalf of myself, Elly, everybody here at FunctionAbility, the social work consulting group, and Whistle Power, we just want you to know that we are here for you. We're thinking about you. We're all in this together. We're all fighting through COVID-19, and we hope to see you on the other side of this. We know we will see you on the other side of this, and we just really want to wish you well. Be safe, be healthy, and if there's anything that we can do as an organization, please do reach out. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day. Thanks, Elly.